Hey guys, Kicking Pilates. Okay, so a lot of older high school or college, and even myself included, a lot of guys on here have SI joint or hip problems. A lot of times guys wake up out of the morning, they feel like they got a short, they look at their hips in the morning, they can see the top of their hip bones, one's a little bit higher than the other. It's usually the kicking hip that's a little higher. So what's really happening is, for a right-footed kicker, if our hips are like this, over time with the big backswing, our right hip starts to get that anterior pelvic tilt a little bit more than the left, and it actually rotates slightly clockwise. Now what happens is, so kind of like that, right? There you go. And as this thing rotates clockwise, remember, the femur comes on the back of the pelvis, right? So when you get that big anterior pelvic tilt, just pretend my forearm is the femur. When you get that tilt, it's actually pulling the leg up. So your bone isn't actually getting shorter, it's just being jacked up in the hip, and because of the musculature, the way it works, it literally tilts you forward. So after that happens, of course, you lose that rib to hip connection, that rib starts to stick out, you start shrugging your shoulders, putting your neck in a compromising position, and it just goes haywire all over your body. So these next couple videos, kind of how to restore those hips in the very morning. When you get out of bed, you're neutral, the gravity's taken out of the situation when you're asleep. So these are videos you can do right before, it takes 5-10 minutes. Prehab isn't fun, but hey, if it makes you feel better before your workout, let's get at it. So the first exercise is based on primal breathing. Everybody thinks we know how to breathe, but until you do what we're about to do, you realize, that breathing with poor, we sit down all day. A lot of times we forget how to breathe, and we do that in the athletic motion, especially kicking and punting, where we're standing around during practice the whole time, and things kind of go haywire. So here's a breathing technique. So when you get out of bed, don't even bother standing up. Just go slide over to the wall and go right here. Now, you can do this two ways. You can either push against the wall slightly, that'll scoop your belly, okay? Or you can actually use a little distraction. You'll be like this, you'll tie it up and create the tension to the sides so you're locked into place, okay? So what I want you to do is take your 2 pointer fingers. Down in your lower abs, you'll feel the inside of your hips. Go ahead, there's 2 big soft spots on either side, and drive your fingers down, right? So you want your legs at 90 when slightly pushing against the wall, and really stick those fingers in that lower abdomen, okay? Now what we want is our ribs need to be in, our shoulders need to be down our back, our head long, like we're moving a tennis ball away from our head on the ground. Now, on every inhale, we want to be driving our fingers out. So when we exhale, we want to relax. When we inhale, we really want to stick your fingers all the way deep in there, and when you feel it, you'll be able to push your fingers out on every inhale. So just do that and try to do 20 to 30 at a time, and then we'll do 3 sets, okay? So I'll just do a couple. I'm breathing in, driving out, relax. Drive out on the inhale, relax on the inhale. And even here, you almost want to pretend on every inhale, pretend the air is actually starting from your lower abdomen and going in a diagonal line and ending up in the back of the neck. You'll feel when you do this and the ribs are in, your collarbones should almost feel like they're expanding. This is just a primal breathing exercise. So you can do 3 sets of 20 to 30 inhales, and then to make it a little bit harder, you can add a 10 or 25 pound weight, but you'll put your legs against or use the band to spread the legs. You'll get the inhale, and on every inhale, take that 25 pound weight, touch the ground, and come up and exhale. Inhale, keep those ribs in, shoulders down the back, bend those elbows, exhale, okay? So 3 sets of 20 to 30 should take you, a minute to 2 minutes each, and move on to the next. Okay, here's another. So we just finished our primal breathing. So we're on the wall right here. Got a good breathing power. We should have already worked up a sweat because, you know, when you breathe properly, you really feel like you're burning up from the inside out. So already our hips are starting to move and we're feeling good. So take your hands back your legs, head up, kind of looking through your legs. Ribs are in, shoulders down your back. Now, one hand pushing and one hand pulling. So I want to alternate, maybe 10 each side. 2, 3. It's hard. My shoulders are burning. Everything's burning. I'm bringing up a sweat already. I've done like 5 of them, okay? So we're going to do that for 10. After we do that, make sure our lumbar is flat on the ground. We want to drive our heels through the ground, push up into a bridge. Try to get those knees closer together and push up even more. Try to get a big straight line, okay? And go back to it. So you're going to do 10 on each side. Really bring those ribs in, shoulders down the back. And to make it harder, this is a pretty big ball, so I would suggest a smaller back ball. Open those feet up a little bit, squeeze that ball, go up into a bridge, and down, real flat back. Feet a little bit closer, drive those heels through the ground, push those knees to the ball, all the way up to a bridge. And there you go. So I'm winded already. I barely did it. So, you know, 3 sets of 10 each. Get the ball, do 3 or 4 bridges in between. You'll feel that little pop in there. That's usually your hip adjustment. All right, guys, kicking Pilates. Here's hip adjustments, realigning your hips in the morning, kind of continued. All right, so what you want to do, go find a, hard chair, nothing soft. I'm just using the side of my, I got a big chair over here, so it's nice and sturdy. So just want you to sit down, take your hands on your sides, lift your butt up, kind of scoop it up, push your heels through the ground so your upper butt's flexed, and then sit down, right? So right now we feel real sturdy from the ground up. I want you to kind of pull into your knees a little bit, ribs tucked, shoulders down your back, long neck. Okay, so we got pretty strong stance right here. So what we want to do, we're going to do 3 sets of 8 to 10. What I want you to do, take both hands. What we're going to do, we're going to work on this oblique sling right here, kind of try to trick our pelvis and our psoas into kind of getting balanced out. So what I want to do, we want to take both hands, we're going to push it on this knee, driving down through our heel. Now, every time I do this, I want to push harder on this knee through that heel, the one that I'm not pushing my hands on. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, relax. I'm going to be pushing here, but I'm going to be pushing harder through this knee. 1, 2, 3, good. And just keep going. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm already winded. It's kind of hard, okay? So just keep on going. And what you're doing, you're kind of just tricking your, providing some distraction to each hip, kind of mobilize both of them, warm them up in there. And then you can go down on the ground, do the same thing we did before. I'll be on the ground, I'm just staying up here. Here, here, here. Use the ball to get that bridge, okay? So try that out. Just add that to your repertoire, see if you like it. There's a ton of exercises. I just happen to prefer these for my body. We're all built the same, but we're built, our muscles work a tiny bit different. So that's why it's good to have, lots of exercises to try out. I like these certain exercises. They kind of work me out. When I stand up, I can fix my hips. I'll be aligned and then ready to go to the gym or do what I gotta do. All right.